What's going on, everybody? Greetings and salutations on us. It is Joel Stray here, and we're back on Thursday, April 27th, 2023. And market's kind of hot today after pulling back all week, having a lot of pullbacks this week, and market's looking pretty decent. Let's go ahead and jump on in, see what's going down. So you can see we got this high up here at 41.15, and this is actually looking nice and strong. It's on the 1 minute chart here, getting some new fresh momentum. I'm in the wrong count here. Come on, let's get over to the right account. Trailing max available on this is very small. I'm gonna jump to apex side, and this little pullback here, but it's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna just join the bid. We're in at 14.
Order filled.
3 contracts, and our available trailing max at 23.50 or so. We're in 3 contracts of the mini. And looking for a push up to 15.25, which would be a new high. Looking to make a new high here. We have very strong resistance there at 15.
Order filled.
So I decided to take it off. Because if you look at the sellers, there is a huge amount of sellers there. But we are up 103.50 on the day. We did tap 15.25. We ended up getting out at 14.75, so we did get 3 ticks on that, which is not bad. I'm pretty sure our new music is playing today. Does that last song seem a little unfamiliar to me? So we got new tracks. By the way, if y'all chilling, hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Finding some nice support down there. Missed a lot of the rips this morning. Okay, I'm gonna have some time for some market assessment. We got 5,200 across some time ago. Oops. So that was a nice trade on that pullback there. It's the entry off of like 14 again. Really would have been a good one. I'm gonna reduce to 4 ticks. Seems kind of reasonable. 12.25, 13.25. 11.75, 12.75. 4 ticks seems like a pretty reasonable, consistent range on the day. Let's see if we get a rejection up here on these highs. Kind of in between rejection and another rip. New high at 41.16. Continuing to push upward. We're gonna need to be super careful in our ETF account. For the ETF account, I might wait for a trend reversal for me to trade that, just because it seems a little volatile right now in this area. So something like this would be better for my ETF account, where we have the rip down and then the pull back up. Something like that would be better. Currently we're up 367.57 in our Apex account out of 50 on a 50K account. We're about 10% to goal. We did have some pullbacks yesterday in our account, but we're at 367.57 out of 3,000. We're probably somewhere around 12.5%, 12.25. Getting some rejections off the high. So this is actually what I want to see. I actually typically don't like it when it just rips on through. But that was a nice pullback there. CTM still stacking. Take a look at the 3-minute side, which is still very much on rip. We've got the crossover in the 5200 as well, like a long time ago. Really just like, since the open, it's just been ripping. Nah, it's been ripping since like 3:45 in the morning. Where was I? Sleeping, I guess. 5-minute chart on a 5200 cross. This is why the 5200 cross is so ridiculously powerful. I mean, look at this on a 5-minute chart. So, like, here's the crossover. This is your entry right here, up there at 4,095 on a 5-minute cross. And you basically just rode it from, like, 94, 95 area, just right here. Rode it from, like, 95 all the way up. And you would just have this whole section, everything above it, be a take profit zone. You essentially just set a trailing max stop and let it ride. It might have taken you out here, but yeah, you still end up with a lot of profit. I wouldn't mind like a 10-minute pullback. Maybe pull back to like right here, like right this area, like 4110 area would look good, which is happening. Getting a pretty decent rejection there off the highs. Looks a lot worse on the 20-second chart. All right, so I'm going to wait for like a red yellow on the 20-second chart in ETF and try and grab like 4 ticks to the upside. Taking an entry off 112.50. Might be taking a little bit of a risk because it didn't wait for the red yellow, but there's a lot of buyers here. Definitely a little bit of a risk. Our trailing max is super low at 29, so now 26, 22. So we have very little available. There's a 1-to-1 now. Hit my risk level and bouncing off my risk. GTM's at 1.6 on red. There was a flash of yellow there. I want to see a move up to 13.5 for this trade. There's a yellow. ETF has a ton of work to go in order to get it back into green or even just into break-even territory. And so I'm going to have to be trading on the micro and going very slow for a while. And that's okay. You know, it's all part of the game. So I got time and I can take my time. And
order filled.
So we did get that trade up 978 on ETF. Gonna go slow today on that account. To be totally clear. What's up, Tiny? And yes, thank you to all of our new subscribers. Really do love and appreciate y'all. You're down 125 for the morning. Sorry to hear that. Happens at the 4108 area, huh? On the downside? 5 minutes low on pullback. It did bounce pretty much exactly where I said at right up here on 4110. It was really just a bounce off the 9 EMA. Pretty much bounced exactly. This is awesome. Do you have this flag right here? Check this on the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna popping up quite nicely. TJM's currently at 1.0 on pullback. You see on this momentum loss here. One minute honestly looks like consolidation, but the 50 EMA, if you notice, is still moving upward. The 200 is moving upward as well, but still really strong divergence on these two. Need some pullback now. That had ripped up to 14.5 from that 12.5. This is an 8-tick move. We capitalized on 4 ticks on Elite Trader funding side. Our other account that we'll be trading today is our other Apex one, which also needs a ton of work, just like our ETF account. This is looking like an actual pullback. So this one might play out the way that this one did, but also this kind of looks like we're heading into maybe a head and shoulders pattern. I could be wrong, but this whole section here looks like shoulder one. This looks like the head. So we may get another like pop here, and then a pull back down. Bouncing off the EMA 35 very well, actually. I'm gonna jump to the 20-second chart. That was a nice trade that we just kind of missed. And had we been on the 20-second chart, we would have seen this trade available. I kind of saw it on the 1 minute too, but just didn't take it. What up, Kevin? Good to see you. Okay, it's looking a little bit more like we may get some pullback inbound. I think that we may consolidate around this like 11.5 zone. But if I really look at this on the 20-second chart, the 20-second chart is a really good indicator of what's going to happen on the 1, the 3, the 5. Particularly, I can see that the 200 moving average has moved up here to 108.90. And that's right at your area that you said as the break at 108. And I'm assuming to the downside. And then when I look at this against the 50, the 50 is there at 112.98. Now is that 108.96. So it kind of seems like we're on the decline, but I do think that we may get another pop before we get the drop. And this might be it. 9's above 12. 9 is below 35 though, and getting a reasonable amount of downward pressure there. Plus, you can see this resistance here at 14. It's kind of sideways. It's too sideways for me to actually want to take a trade here. It's looking more like a short to me, but right now with how sideways it is, it doesn't. I can't really choose a direction yet. Guess it would have been a nice short, but again, you know, like unless I have some sort of like indication of which direction this is gonna go, and if it's just kind of chopping sideways, I don't want to get chopped up in that chop. You know what I mean? Plus, like, something feels off today to me, and I don't know what it is. And it feels like I'm trying to like place my finger on it and figure out what it is that feels off. But whatever it is, I'm just gonna go slow and take my time because I don't want whatever that is, whatever feels off, to show up in my trading of all the things. You know what I'm saying? So this did look like a short, and it did end up as a short. Let's see if we find some brief support here on 110, which I think is around the 9 EMA on some of the other charts. On the 1 minute, we're breaking down pretty heavily, actually. I don't feel comfortable taking the short yet. It's because, like, sometimes when we break below the 50 EMA, we pop right back up. So no short yet. Although that would have been a very nice short off of like 14 or so, which made a lot of sense because 14 has been acting as resistance. A yellow move there on the 20-second chart. Pulled all the way down to the 200 moving average and bounce off that. We might start getting rejections now off the 9 exponential. If not now, then potentially after after this cross down, which this has moved up a lot. It's at 109.57 and 112.43. So what was once $5 a couple of, like, not even very long ago, a few minutes ago, in terms of divergence, is now $3. TTM still stacking towards the upside for a little bit of an upside move though. Again, not taking this move until I can really see direction. I want to see momentum in either direction, honestly. But it's looking more and more like a short. And actually, it kind of feels interesting to me to want to take a short all the way down to like 41.05. Got a couple of rejections there off the 9 exponential. I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to go short off 11. No Phil. Nope. No Uncle Phil for me. I'm going to actually cut this. Like, it almost looks like there might be a little, like, another bounce before the drop. 109.83 and 112.15 now. Rejected on 9 exponential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That would have been a very nice short. Unfortunately, I just could not get a fill. Dropping below the 200 moving average now. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pop back up. It's too bad I didn't get that fill on that short, man. That would have been a very, very, very nice short. Got a standing order here at 9.5. Wow. When you're right in terms of the movement, but it don't mean nothing if I can't actually get into the trade. Can we get a pop up to the 9 exponential, please? Wow. So frustrating. I mean, all I was trying to do was get into this exact trade that it just continued to rip down. That was a very, very large move down there. And I feel FOMO pretty heavy on that, just because it just could not get a fill. I guess I should have sold market, but I was literally like one tick away from getting filled this entire time off 11, and it just never entered. That sucks. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, gonna put another short here at 107.75, which I know is a pop up and then down. But basically trying to get in off the 9 again.
Order filled.
In short at 107.75 on the 20-second chart. There's a little bit more momentum that I want to see here, but I'm looking for a move back down to 106. So if we can get some sell off here, we're on approach for a 5200 cross on downside. I really want to take advantage of this momentum move down. And unfortunately, I missed it. $50 and $200 are very close together now. They're only about 20 cents apart. They're very close, even closer now. 15 seconds left in this candle. Can we hit 106? One second. CTM's still stacking up, but we're headed towards this downward cross. The 50 and the 200 are on touch. $5,200 downward cross now. I'm going to take this trade off. I'm just starting to get nervous at it because TTM's stacking up. And even though we got downward cross, and I think, yeah, it would have played. I decided to take it off, though, because it was such a long trade. We did still gather 3 ticks on it. So we're still up 207 on the day. But this looks to me like this actually might find support, and that this downward cross is really, this is just a temporary move for what may end up just reversing right back up. But man, I feel so much FOMO for this this move here. TTM's at 1.2 and kind of stacking up. That was a lot of FOMO because I know I could have gotten like 7 or more ticks on that, and that would have really helped our account grow very quickly. But you know, we still got another trade that pulled in 3 ticks, so we're still happy about that. Good day so far. I've been pretty happy with my trading this week, or rather, really just yesterday and today. My trading on Tuesday, though, I was very disappointed in. And so, you know, I just kind of working my way through that and back from that on a few of my accounts. TTM now at 0.4. .3, 0.2. May get a little bit of a trend reversal here. There's a cyan switch, but 9's below 12, and no 26 crossover, so I can't take this move yet. Even though it looked like it was a pretty decent move from 750 up to 8.25, so it's only a 3-tick move. All right, so note to self on the this is just a note, something I've noticed a couple of times, and I wanted to observe it a few times. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I've observed this since I became conscious of it, which was that if I get a cyan switch, but the 9 is still below the 12, we often see like a rip up, but it like very often fails. If the moving averages look like this, but the TTM looks like that, then it seems like a reasonable short sometimes to go from like this area where it kind of peaks, and or at like a whole dollar level to take a short off there. So we're getting these little pops up here. The TTM's still stacking upward, but even with this crossover, you can still see the 9 is still below the 12. So without that 9 moving average getting above the 12, it's not getting the confirmation of the upward direction. And without that confirmation of that upward direction, obviously there's no upward move. And it's even failing, you can see. This is why the 9 above the 12 acting as confirmation is so important. And just about every trade that I've taken before this crossover actually took place, just about every single one of them actually ended up in a failure, more or less in anticipation for that crossover that never comes. And so so it's just a kind of a fascinating behavior of the moving averages that I've noticed. Popping up off that area 106.75 to 107.75, and we'll see if this crossover actually takes place. Nothing yet. TTM's at 0.2. I think this next candle is going to open slightly higher. We have 1226, we have TTM, but we don't have 912. Need all of them together. Without them, you don't got nothing. Or at least, you know, we don't. We being I. Just took my B12, taking my lion's mane just now as well. is not an endorsement of supplements of any kind. I don't do that. I don't recommend this type of stuff, and I don't not recommend it either. It's just something that has worked for me, and that's my disclaimer on that. I'm not telling you to do something or not. Very sideways right now. 50 and 200 are diverging to the downside, but I still, like I said, I still think that this has a pop available to it. Looking a little better now. There's the 912 crossover that we were seeking. Okay. Now, and we're getting some stack on the TTM. It's at 0.4. Now there's some potential for some moves. Nothing yet, but I'm considering a long off of 108 for a break back up to like 109 and a quarter, 110. I think we need more divergence on these. And actually, with this pullback here and being on the downward 5200 cross, I might actually wait, even if I miss out on some of the move. I might actually wait for the 9 and 12 to cross above the 35 and potentially even above the 50 in order to take another move on the long. Because you can see this rejected off the 50 moving average. So that's off at 850. GTM's on cool, but it's really just sideways. Green $10, hey. Well, considering, Tiny, that you were down 125 when you showed up, now you're green 10. Yeah, I would say that's a very good job. Like, just saying. Yeah, Pawn, that's what I was saying earlier too, is that it looked very much like there was a head and shoulders inbound. Well, I tried to grab that short. I don't know if you were here for that. I was trying to grab this short right here, and I just could not get a fill for the life of me. And I was like, I think this is gonna drop. I was like, I think we might go all the way down to 105. We didn't hit 105. We hit 106, but I was trying to take advantage of this and kind of missed it. This area here, I think, considering that we're trading above the volume weighted average price, I think we might get another pop up before we get a rip down. And that's just kind of my thoughts on it. If I look at the 3 minute, you can see the head and shoulders a lot better here, I think. And that's something that we were assessing kind of earlier. It looked like it was forming head and shoulders, I thought, right in this zone. Those are my thoughts, though. Rejecting off the 50, rejecting off the 9. Nice rejection there. Okay, pulling back pretty heavily now. I'm going to look for some rejections off the 9 exponential again. Been trading that a lot these last couple of days. It's working out quite well for me. We're up 471.07 in this account. That was a nice short. Missed out on that. 471.07 out of our $3,000 profit target. We're up 15.7% to goal. This is looking nice and red. I'm gonna put a standing short order here at 6.5. I'm gonna look for a pop up to this and then a pull back down to the volume weighted average price. Let's see if we could actually pop up that high. The 9 moving average is currently at 6.5. This one's actually opening higher. Pulled that order off at the moment. I guess what I'm worried about, considering this is still on the right side, I'm glad I pulled it off. Considering that this is still on the right side of the shoulder, I'm worried about the up push of the shoulder while trying to short it. Essentially, like, you got the the left and then the head, and then a lot of times you'll get the right shoulder that sometimes curves upward before pulling back down, and that's what I don't want to get caught in. This looks like a decent short area right here, but I'm gonna just go for like 3 ticks. And I don't want to do it. I'm a big weenie. I don't want to do it just because, like, I just don't want to get caught on this right side of the shoulder on an uptrend followed by a downtrend. You know what I'm saying? Might look decent off of, like, rejecting off of the 50. Y'all got out too early. I missed that whole move. I tried to take it, and it just could not get a fill. I'd rather have gotten out early than miss it entirely. One thing that worked for me, Tiny, honestly, was trading more contracts for less ticks. Personally, for me, that worked well. So this ended up being a pretty nice short that we talked about. We talked about going short off the 50 EMA, though. It just stopped just shy of that at $7.50 there, and pull back down to 650, 625 area. So that was a nice short. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart, see what's going on here. 1 minute almost pulled back to cyan. If this 5200 cross happens on the 1 minute side, then this looks a lot weaker to me. It still looks pretty weak, honestly, just as it is. I guess that short off 650 was the right move. CTM's at 1.9. Been kind of stacking on this uptrend, but the longer term charts look a lot worse. This is bouncing off the EMA 35 on the 5 minute chart. You can see it kind of holding a little bit of support there. I don't think it's going to hold long. I think a short down to 104 seems kind of reasonable. Trying to ask
order
here.
filled.
In short at 6 1/4, and I'm looking for a move down to 105. This is kind of stacking up a little bit though. Yikes! I might have to cut this quick. Oh, we did it on the micro. Thank God. Still in like 5 contracts on the micro, so it's still like it's not tiny, but well, it's actually 2 contracts. I might cut this. This is another one of those, like, somewhat of a happy accident. The accident being that I did it on the micro. The happy part is that I did it on the micro. TTM on the 1 minute is at 0.7. So I don't know if we'll get this rejection or not. If we do get a rejection, I think it's going to be right here in this this office 107 zone. That basically was a bounce out VWAP there. The 50 EMA is kind of leveling off. I think I'm going to cut this. We're down $10 in it. If it pops up one more tick, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out of this.
Order filled.
Looks like we're actually popping up here. So lost of $10 on that. Brought us down to 192.42 positive on the day. I'm not worried about that. Gratefully, it was in the micro. And of course, it's pulling right back down to our entry point. Killed it a little too early. Look at that. That's a little annoying. Like I said, something feels off for me today, and I don't know what it is. And I felt it since I woke up, and whatever that is, I don't want it to permeate into my trading. And so I'm just going very slowly, and I think that's a good thing. I love this Eagle Mantis thing we got going on. The Eagle Mantis is coming for your trades. Will you be ready? Just took the rest of our lion's mane. Nine dipping down. Below 12. Feel kind of a bit miffed that I sold that up there. Honestly, I guess I could have pulled it in for a tiny little profit, but frankly, it looks like we're trend reversing because the 50 EMA is stacking upward, and we're bouncing off the VWAP. Now, I don't know if this is gonna last or not, but at least in this area, it doesn't look very much like I don't want to. It feels risky to me to go both long and short in this area. Because we could end up just crossing over and then ripping again on the day. 1 minute side is TTM is almost on a cyan switch. There is this head and shoulders here, but is this the bottom part of the shoulder? Will this be where it ends and then stack back up from here? You know what I'm saying? So there does seem like there is a case for this finding support here because it is above the volume weighted average price. It is above the 200 moving average. And while we're below the 50 and on approach towards the 5200 downward cross, we've also got stacking on the TTM. We've also kind of already put in this head and shoulders move. So this could end up being the end of the shoulder and just heading back up. There's a cyan switch right there on very low momentum with it. there's heavy resistance in this zone, which makes sense. It's right at the 4108 to 4105 area that Tiny mentioned. That's what I'm saying. If y'all are not in the Discord community, you are going to want to get in the Discord community to be able to connect with some of these amazing traders. Because I can guarantee you my trading has improved substantially just by being around people who think in sort of the same optimistic ideas that we do, that take trading seriously. It's not a dabbling kind of thing for these guys. You know, they're here all the time, and that's really, really big. 1 minute getting a 1226 crossover on a science, which no crossover yet. 9 is still below 12, and the 26 is still above 12. So if we have another minute that this candle closes with these on the upside, then we may get some potential for some further upward direction move. Time left in this candle is 20 seconds. So let's take a look at the 20-second chart and see what's happening there. Okay, it's looking decent to me for an upward move now. Gonna try to get an entry off 750. We're long off 750. We've got a green dot on TTM. 9's above 12. We just got that new 1 minute candle. I want to check in on the 1 minute side. We got to watch out for resistance at the 50 EMA. That's right where our sell order is at. Our sell order is at 8.25. Hitting too much resistance on 8. So I'm going to try to get out at 8.
Order filled.
Got out at 8. It did pop up to 8.25, but there's a good chance I might have not got filled on that. So now we're up 258.42 on the day. I like that I'm seeing this on the 1 minute chart because the 9/12/26 crossover on the 1 minute chart along with the TTM is far more powerful than it is on the 20-second chart. And there's our move up to 109. Okay, so where's the top? How much room do we have? We still got red dots on the TTM. High of the day is up there at 1650. This was a very nice rip. I wish that we had grabbed more of it. I'm going to wait for a little pullback, maybe to like 110. Jumping over to the 20-second chart. This is popping above the 200 moving average, so I think that 110 would be a good entry point. I'm going to put a buy order here at 110, but I'm actually going to adjust this over to 5 ticks, and I don't think that we're dropping back to 110. We're just on rip. 11 was the entry. Missed a lot of that move, unfortunately, but we did grab a little bit of it, so I don't feel complete FOMO like we did earlier in the other move.
Order filled.
In the bid here, 3 contracts on the ES at 13. Hopefully this doesn't end up as our pullback zone. It looks like we still have some reasonable amount of momentum here.
Order filled.
I cut it too early. We only took 1 tick on that. I cut it early because we got that doji. We even flashed red there for a moment. Still up 286.92 on the day. We're about 20-something% to funding on this account. 550.99 divided by our $3,000 profit target. 18.3%. Wow, another FOMO move. Man, just gotta trust the process. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, making new highs on the day. Major rip. Man, we should have just let this one run from 750. Because that's a $10 rip right there. That's a 40 ticker. Pure insanity. The cliffs of insanity. We'll see who gets that. Yeah, I missed most of that rip, unfortunately. I did catch a little bit of it, but I don't know. Feels like we're here at the cliffs of insanity. New high there at 19.5. Watching the 1 minute chart, I'm gonna look for a pullback and a bounce. I might look for like a 3 minute pullback. Would be preferable. Speaking of 3 minute, let's take a look at the 3 minute chart, which is just about 5 seconds out from a new candle. We're only on yellow on the TTM. So this is looking decent here at 18. Maybe an entry off of like 17 and a half. Jump into the one. So it's just a 1 minute pullback. I see a little bit more pullback potential. Like I said, I genuinely want to see 3 minutes. What was up with that? I think we need to have some sell-off here. I just hope that we don't get contract dumped. There's a flag on the play up there at the top. TTM's up at 6.4 now. I'm going to join the bid here, try to get in 17.5. It's not working. I'm going to try to get it at 18 then. That's a high entry.
Order filled.
Trying to get out at 19. We're in 3 contracts of the mini. Trying to get out at 19. High up there is 19.5. There we go. We got a 4
Order
contract
filled.
or a 4 tick trade on that. Up for 27.92 on the day. Coming up, tapping those highs. Are we going to make new highs here? It looks like it. We got the momentum for it. Three minutes still hasn't even put in a cyan candle yet. I think this has way more room. I think that we may even have room up to 41.25. If I look up here at the upper band of the VWAP, the upper band of the VWAP's up there at 29. So I actually think that we have more room than this. This is kind of crazy. But hear me out here. I think we have another 40 ticks available. Another flag on the play. I want to see a pullback to like 18 and a bounce off that. I'm not going to take an entry here, even though we have this flag. Did we double top? No, we triple top. Triple top on the 1 minute chart. On this pullback, this rip, and on this one opened up 19.25. Basically a triple top. 7.0 on the TTM on the 1 minute side. And then new candle opening up off of 1775 and just ripping right up to 1875. Quick 4 ticks right there on that pullback. This is looking really solid for this move on the upside. I unless we get contract dumped, I think that this is going to play. Should have played the Eagle. Should have played the Eagle. The Eagle met us. Very, very clear flag right there. TTM now at 7.4, 7.5 area. I think the 3-minute TTM is going to be the one to watch. And I think it already is. You can see the cyan switch right there. I'm going to jump into this on that cyan switch information. Wish me luck. Try to get in at 19 and a quarter. I missed the entry on it, so I'm going to cut it. But definitely the flag was there on the play. The truth is, I just didn't have the courage for this up here at the highs. And I guess I wish I did, because, I mean, that was a nice 10 ticker. But like I said, I think we have room for up to 40 ticks, which is the upper band of the volume weighted average price. We've not been running into the band yet throughout the day, but with the 3-minute on stack, like that makes a major difference. We're pulling back now to 4120. I think 4120 might act as a support zone on this here. And we're bouncing off 20 now at 20.5. TTM's at 8.1. Franklin with the TTM extended that far. I actually want to see a pullback here. I want to see a pullback in consolidation around 18, maybe around 19. Anywhere between 18 and 20 looks good to me. The 9 exponentials here at 1775. So anywhere along that zone, anywhere above the 9 really, but below the highs. So I want to see consolidation in this $3 zone. Nose is itchy, man. Eine Sekunde, bitte. All right, we're back. TTM is now at 8.2, 8.3 zone. TTM is leveling off. This tells me that we should have some consolidation and pullback in this zone. I'm looking for a pullback really to like 18 and just consolidate in this area between 18 and the highs. That was, pretty heavy sell-off right there. Pulling back to 18. We'll see if we bounce off 18. It's funny. I was like, we're just looking for 18. All of a sudden, it just rips all the way down to 18, like instant. Yeah, Tiny, I missed like 90% of that move. But you know what? We got some of it. And honestly, for traders, for a trader of my size, just getting a nibble is okay. I'm happy with the nibbles. You know, even if it's not the full move. But definitely I think that I wish, like I felt a lot of FOMO on there. Just like I felt FOMO earlier on that short. Just perfectly timed that short for a quick 8 ticks. Dude, hell yeah. Good job, Han. 8 ticks is nothing to snuff at. That's a dope move. Good job. Honestly, I should have shorted alongside you, because really I was like looking at the TTM. I'm like, this is that level. And when the TTM starts leveling off like that, you know there's going to be a pullback. There's a little micro bear flag right there. Y'all see that? Wonderful bounce here off the 9. TTM's pulling back to 7.2. 3-minute TTM is at 2.1. So a pullback all the way to like 14, 15 area still looks good to me. Oh, you know what, dude? If I had been watching that 20-second chart, I could have taken this short with you. Okay, so on 20-second chart, not only did we get that 5,200 cross, we mentioned likely would be back inbound. We are getting a 912 to the downside. We're red on TTM. We might bounce decently off the 35 here. 9's below 12. We're still on decline. TTM's in red. Maybe another bounce opportunity off the EMA 35, which is right here at 1750. Stay out of the Woolworths. Like I said up there at the top, we're on the cliffs of insanity. Oops. I got my collagen, but the other one dropped. Vice think to where it went. TTF moving down to 1.9. Riding along the EMA 35. Honestly, the 35 looks like a reasonable bounce zone for me. But I want to see the red to yellow move on the TTM. At least for this zone. TTM's now at 2.1. There's a yellow. That's on the EMA 35. I'm going to join the bid here. Trying to get it at 17.5. In long 17.5. I'm going for 3 ticks up to 18.25. A little bit of a pullback and a hammer candle there. Stalling out at 18. TTM still putting in yellows and at 1.5 from 2.1. Kind of rejecting. My intuition said to take that profit off, and I just didn't. And it did pull back pretty heavily on that. Should have listened to the intuition. Always listen to the intuition. And the intuition says to cut this, so I'm out.
Order filled.
Big loss on that one. That was like a $300 loss. Still up profit. 118.92 on the day. That's too bad. His intuition said to pull that off on 18. And I didn't take it. I was like, it just needs one tick, you know. Big rip down. Big pullback on that. That was a drop from 18 all the way down to 1550. That was a 10 tick. Well, it was an 8 tick loss. That's 3750 times 8. Yeah, it's $300 plus fees. We're still up on the day. Trailing max at 2158. So we're still good on trailing max. GTM popping up to 1.8. This is looking more like a short to me now, though. I'm going to join the ask here.
Order filled.
We're in short 3 contracts, going for 5 ticks down to 14. 9 is getting below the 50 EMA. Looks like 16 and a quarter would have been a better entry point here. Really? Come on now. Getting above the 9 exponential. This is not looking good for our short. Don't tell me I'm going to get rid of all my profit on the day. Yeah, this is looking like a long. I'm gonna have to cut this. That's whack, dude.
Order filled.
Now we're negative on the day, so from being up 427 to being down 152. This is that's basically exactly what happened on Tuesday, and definitely don't want to end up in that boat because not 13 contracts. Won't this let me change it? Okay, 9 is above 12 now on 20-second chart. We're looking for a cyan switch. This is actually what I was looking for in earlier back here when we took that loss to begin with. Putting the bid here. Missed the entry. Trying to get it long at 18.
Order filled.
We're long at 18. Oh my gosh. 9 is above 12. TTM looking decent. We're in 4 contracts of the mini. And this is pulled back about 3 ticks off of our entry. Nine is above 12. We're getting 1226 crossover. 35 is crossing above the 26. It does look solid for an upward move in terms of the moving averages and the TTM, but the chart is not following those protocols there. We go a little bit more divergence. I'm not really liking this trade. The longer term chart actually is kind of indicating that this is a bad trade. So I'm cutting that.
Order filled.
Just flipped our losses around. So we basically just lost $800. because we were up 427, now we're down 464. It's amazing how fast a good day can turn into a bad day. Just super quickly. But I'm looking more for shorts now at this point. Gonna slow it down. Peace out, Tiny. That's true. I did go short at the previous resistance of 4014. Or, yeah, 4015, whatever. I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna look for this 1226 crossover on the downside. And I think I'm gonna stay off the 20-second chart for a little bit. In this area, it seems less useful. Trailing max at 1575. So we just took a winning account, turned it into a losing account at the moment. So we're 201 away from back to break even on the account itself. Nine is above 12. 26 is on approach for a downward move. TTM is on the red. It's like a longer term play, like a longer term flag. We did end up pulling back to 41.18, so I guess I didn't really need to cut this, but y'all know how it is. It happens sometimes like that. I'm gonna go back to my 3 and 3, which is just pulls in 112.50 per trade, but it'll take us 4 trades to get back to break even at that. When in doubt, zoom out. All right, we got a red to yellow move. This is looking better for long. Not yet, though. Not for me. There's a little mini cup and handle right here. And the 26 crossed above the 12. We're kind of getting some support here off 18, though. So I could have held through that
Order
pullback.
filled.
I'm in long 18 and a quarter. I'm going to try to get out at 19 on this red yellow move on TTM. Pulled up to 18.75, which is a little double top right there. Just going to put it at 1850, just try and get out.
Order filled.
Did pull up to 19. We got a little tiny little micro profit on that. We have a long way to go to make this up. And I don't want to end up on tilt as I have several days so far. But it looks like we've got an ABCD pattern here. It looks strong. I'm gonna try to go for like 5 ticks and see if I can get a pullback entry on like 19 and a quarter.
Order filled.
In long 19 and a quarter. Look for a move up to 20.5. There's some resistance here at 20. Actually, a pretty reasonable amount of resistance there at 20. Market depth showing some sellers. 9 and 12 are back above the 26. TTM is about to get a cyan switch. So we may come up and actually test these highs up here. High is at 2150. We're getting a doji at the top, which I don't love. Honestly, I'd like to see this rip now instead of this sort of stalling out that's happening here. It's the stalling out that sort of like gives me pause and makes me kind of nervous a lot of the time. There is definite resistance at 20. Come on. It's stalling out a little too much here for me. There is a cyan switch. 9 is above 12 and 26. By all accounts, this should be moving upward. At least by all of everything that I can see on the chart, we should be having upward momentum right now. Okay, so there it is. It did pull back to the 9 exponential and bounce a little bit off that. There's a lot of resistance at 20. I think when we break through 20, we're gonna break with a lot of force. Trying to get out 20.5. Which is just a 5-tick move, but dang, man. TTM's now at 0.6. I don't know if I got the stomach to just sit here and just wait for this.
Order filled.
Whew. Okay, account is back in profit. We're down on the day though. Down 257.58. We did come back some. Man, that was a stressful trade, to be completely honest. So wow. Coming up to possibly test highs. Highs at 2150. I'm going to take a look at my accuracy and stuff today. So we've taken 11 trades. We have a net loss or a gross loss of 162.50. We've only taken 4 losses. Our accuracy is basically 60-40. 63 win, 36 loss. Our largest losing trade was $300, but our largest winning trade was probably the one that we just did. 187.50, which I think was the one that we literally just did. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, our losses pretty high. We had an $875 loss plus fees when we were up 400 something on the day. So being as that's the case, that ended up basically flipping our profit into a negative on the day. I still think that we have plenty of opportunity left in the day in order to come back. I'm not at decision fatigue, but I do need a break a little bit. We're on approach for 9 o'clock at the top of the hour. So, by the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. We did get our account back into profit today, but we are red on the day at the moment after being up 400 and some change earlier. So, right now, I personally kind of feel like I need a little bit of a breather. Just take a couple deep breaths. Take my time. Ooh, breathe deep, get a yawn. By the way, if y'all chilling, hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notices, and also too, trying to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding or Apex Trader Funding. This one's Apex here. Apex is pretty consistently running some deals. I think they're currently running, you'll have to verify, but I believe they're currently running a 90% off deal right now for the first month and 80% off every month thereafter. So you can get access to 50K for like $40 a month for life, $20 for your first month, and then after that, like $40 a month. So you can get access to quite a lot of capital to be able to trade the futures market for pretty inexpensive. In my own personal opinion, it's kind of the deal of the lifetime. Another company as well that I'm also using is Elite Trader Funding. These guys are, what I really like about these guys is they're very up to date, very modern. They do have a Discord community. Their website is very coherent and easy to navigate. And so there's a lot of good with these guys as well. You can actually earn funding with these guys all the way up to $300,000. And there is a link in the description and a promo code JSBEST for a lifetime discount as well. Let's go ahead and check in on the charts. So after that pullback, we bounced off the 9 exponential. TTM's at 2.4. We pulled up and made a new high there at 22 and a quarter. Like I said, I needed a break after that trade because it was just kind of stressful. Checking in on the 22nd chart. We lost about 875 right here in this zone after being up for all of the day. So we're just kind of making it up on there. New high at 22 and a quarter. Let's switch out to the 5-minute chart. Let's get zoomed out. So we're on a 5-minute 5200 cross that we have been riding all day. Let's kind of find some of these other levels here that might be above this zone. Look for some natural resistance here at 25 on some of the previous days. Another resistance zone there at 35, which means we probably have resistance at 30. Yeah, so I'm going to say resistance at 25, 30, and 35. Basically just the $5 increments. Testing the highs there at 2250 area. Nice bounce here up the 9. From 21 up to 23. And making new highs now. There's a new high up there at 24. Maybe get a pull back to like 2250 or something like that. I'd like to see a pullback off this high. Just a short pullback and then a pop back up towards it. So that pulled exactly to 2250 and then bounced up to 23. And this is basically a bounce off the 9 EMA zone here.
Order filled.
Joined the bid at 23. I wish that I'd gotten in at 2250, but I'm actually in at 2350. Yikes. It's a little high. And I'm in 4 contracts. I'm just going to try to get out with a single tick.
Order filled.
Tiny little win. A little bit of money. Guess we could have got out with the full trade. But just trading towards the highs is always sketchy to me. I think that we'll have room up to 25. This was a nice bounce off the 9 EMA. I should have taken my own advice and got in at 2250 for a 3 to 5 tick rip. I think there's going to be a natural inclination to go up to 25. There it is, ripping on through. I think we're taking our winners just way too quickly because I feel skittish, and I think I feel skittish after you know, an $875 loss. So I think 25 is a natural resistance zone. I think we have room though up to like 35, or maybe 30. Let's take a look at the 3-minute chart. 3 minutes just been on rip for ever. Honestly, some 3-minute pullbacks would actually look pretty nice. I would not mind a pullback to like 21. Which would be like a 40, like a 16 to 40 tick, or 16 to 20 tick pullback. But 16 to 40 tick. Talk about range. But on the 3-minute, you can see we've basically just been ripping since 8:30. We were ripping for like 35 minutes straight. How y'all doing today? You guys red, green? Let us know in the commentos. high up there at 26.50, pulling back down to about 25. I wonder if we'll find support off 25. I honestly would rather it pull back off 25. Frankly, I would rather it pull back and then consolidate here, just like this zone. Like this zone, the way that this looked would actually be ideal for what I see here. Just because we're so far now extended off the 9. And we've just been on straight rip on the TTM for like 30 minutes. So at 8.1 on the TTM, or sorry, 9.1 now to 9.5. Like, it looks like we're just going to continue to rip. We have a little flag there on the 3-minute chart. There's the flag. Let's take a look at the 1-minute chart. All right, 1 minute has a flag as well. There's a 3-minute pullback right there. 4-minute pullback. Wonder if we'll bounce again off the 9, which is right here at 23.75. Doji at the bottom there. Gonna join the bid here.
Order filled.
2 contracts on the micro and pull back a little bit. Trying to get out of 25.50. I'm gonna jump to the mini, but on the okay. So I actually think we're in for a pullback, like a larger pullback. So I might cut this one that's on the micro at the moment. I'm gonna cut that on the off.
Order filled.
Pop right back up. But I cut this basically because this actually looks like this is gonna pull back some. Did pull up to my original order. That's too bad. Let's take a unnecessary loss for no reason. There's only 3 ticks on the micros. I'm not really too worried about it, but we do have a ways to go to get back on green on the day. Might go short here. Yeah, I'm gonna go short. I'm gonna try and get short 24.25.
Order filled.
And I'm looking for a move back, like down towards the EMA 35. Are you kidding me? This looks so like a short. We're short at 24.25, and I'm trying to get out at 23.50. So I just want to see this pull back towards the EMA 35. Just trust the trade, I guess. Nah, dude. It's just got too much support. No way, man. Wow. All right, I'm out of this.
Order filled.
Back heavy red on the day. that's too bad, man. Uh, so it ended up popping off that area there. I guess I just shouldn't really be shorting on the day. Found support off 24. Pon sent me a message, said I was just a little early on the short. And it looks like he was right. I mean, frankly, I guess I should have gone short more up here at 25. It really looked like a short to me, honestly. Like, it looked like we were going to pull back to, like, towards this area here. We had red on TTM. Moving averages were working our way down. And frankly, it just very much felt like short. And to see the rip there was really kind of shocking, honestly. That was another 6 tick loss, and so we're back red in the account, $200. And it's like, it's just this ebb and flow of like going back and forth, and it's been, I don't know, it's been pretty challenging of a journey, to say the least. As you guys might know, we've been trying to earn this funding now for almost a year. We're at like 10 months trying to earn this funding. We got more and more aggressive, and we've gotten better at it. We've gotten a lot closer at it several times. But this has been a heck of a journey. Trailing max at 1576, which means we need to earn $1,000 to get our trailing max back to 2,500. Got some resistance there at 2575. This has held support several times at 24 as well. So we sort of have resistance at 2575 and support at 24. CCM's a little untrustworthy right now at this point, just because it's so minimal on its range. But it looks to me like we're going to approach for another rip up. Okay, we should get a little pullback here, a little cup and handle. And then I want to see I don't want to take this trade yet. But it looks to me like it's going to bounce here. Nine's above 12. 1226 cross. Approaching on Scion switch. So trend line holds resistance. The trend line, you're talking around like 2575 area, right? As the resistance zone, like 20, 25, 26. A rejection, then short, huh? I see what you're looking at. Watching the SPY for entry, not the ES. So this did rip up some, but then so I guess that bounce that we mentioned worked out. Can we even pull the SPY up on here? I have a SPY, but I have delayed data. I think I would need to watch the SPY on something else. So we did end up ripping up there, making a new high, or at least testing the high. It's a new high. This was a pretty nice bounce here off 2450 zone. And we were watching this essentially on the 20-second chart with the TTM switch in the 912 cross. Yes, up 1.25 today. Percent, that is. I wonder if we're going to run into some pretty heavy resistance up here. Because even though we made a new high up there at 27, it's not much more of a high than what we had previous, which was like 2650. And we have pretty heavy resistance here. So high off 27, pulling back down to 25. It's a little 8-tick drop there. We're $6 divergence on the 5200 though, so we have a long ways to go for a downward move. A red dot forming on the TTM there. So we had this little head and shoulders and rip above it. Looks like we're forming another head and shoulders for a larger head and shoulders. So essentially now we're looking at like this is its own little shoulder here and then a head. And then so are we going to see another thing that looks like this? And actually when you look at this, it almost looks like now we're heading into a larger head and shoulders, which was this, then this as the head, and then back down here, and then like that. So because the 200 moving average moved up quite a bit. So this is kind of looking like a larger head and shoulders to me on the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna pull up the 3. Three also kind of looks like it too. 7.8. I'm gonna do 5-minute candle here in just a second. New 5-minute candle opening on a cyan. Moving from 9.0 to 10.1. Kind of stalling out in this $25 area. $19. Okay, so now we're only about $5 diverged. So this actually does look like a short move to me. It looks like a pretty reasonable size move downward. We're riding along the EMA 50. We may reject the 50 and then begin to pull back. Currently, the 50 EMA is at 24.91, while the 200 is at 1934. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize I didn't have my charts up. My apologies. So, Pawn, this looks more like the rejection zone to me. Let me know your thoughts, but to me, this looks like it could be it. Now, there is some green dots on the TTM, and we may just go red to yellow and rip right back up, especially because we're just right below the 50 EMA. But the 50 is kind of leveling off some. I think if we reject this 9 right here, this 9 EMA, then we may get that. But you can see the 9's actually, I mean, it's kind of fluctuating between upward and downward curl. Red to yellow right there. $19.70 and $24.96. $24.97 and $19.80. So there's more chance here the 5200 are actually converging than divergence. So the 50 is moving up some, but the 200 is moving up more than the 50. That was a nice bounce. 9's above the 12. Look for a little pullback. See if we can get an entry. A long. I'm gonna go for 2 contracts though, not 3. We got a standing order at 26. No entry off 26. Doji at the top there. 9's above 12. About to get a cyan switch here too. I literally took that off just now at that moment. GTM's at 0.2. We're getting cyan switch on the 1 minute side. And a doji on that. I don't know what I want to do with this. 2.6. Yeah, I'm going to try and get an entry here on the bid.
Order filled.
In long at 26.50, and I'm in 3 contracts. It is on a doji. There was a doji there. I don't love this. I think this really was the move, and I think I kind of missed it. I'm gonna have to cut this again. I think after a certain while, you know, like when I start just seeing the like I start seeing the moves almost in reverse, it feels a lot of the time. A lot of resistance at 26.75. Come on.
Order filled.
Took a micro profit on that, but I have a long way to go. A lot of effort ahead. So it's gonna be a bit. May go ahead and shut it down there. I want to thank all you guys for being here. I do love and appreciate y'all. I'm gonna jump over to our Discord community and write my reflection on the day. But I think I'm gonna walk away for a little bit, and might get back to it in the later time period. But right now, with it kind of just going sideways near the highs, I think that I just need to kind of sit back. So thank y'all for being here. Join up in the Discord community. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. So we'll see you there. 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. Much love and appreciation y'all for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.